Welcome to Michiana Mainlines. This is the Indiana Locations Part 2. We will continue with some area oddities and rare locomotives. We are now in Lapaz, Indiana, 1991. This is a grain elevator that is located in Lapaz, and that was the switch engine that they used. That was an old Terminal Railroad Association of St. Louis unit. I don't know if they bought it from them or if they were leasing it from them. I don't know what became of it, but at this time they were using that for their operation. This is on the CSX main line across Indiana, east-west Maine. There's a good look at the locomotive. That elevator, I believe, had a major fire many years ago, but they are still in operation from what I could tell on Google Maps. It looks like the siding is still there, but there is a larger locomotive there now. I haven't been in that area to check it out. But at this time, this is what they were using. In the background there you can see the grain elevator complex. This is looking towards the west now. Now we are looking towards the east. CSX main line, single track across the state. Passing sidings located periodically. Of course, now in 2019 the big change is that this CSX line is now double track. Following the CSX NS buyout of Conrail, in anticipation of much more traffic through here, the line was double tracked pretty much across the state. Look at the grain elevator there again, 31 overpass in the background. Number 207. Or is it 1207? I'm not sure if that's a 1 or if that's just some of the missing paint. Now we're in Monterey, Indiana. This is on the old Erie, Lackawana, Maine, which we saw in the Part 1 video coming through Rochester. This is the same line. Again, a lot of changeover here. When Conrail was formed, Conrail did not want any part of this line. So it went through several ownerships, the Erie Western, the Chicago and Indiana. I talked before about the Fulton County that operated for a time from here to Rochester. But at this time, now the track was out and gone from here to Rochester. But from here westward to North Judson, it was, I believe, at this time operated by the JK line. One of the big players here was the Tippy Canoe, which took over in 1980 and operated to about 90. That's the engine house there, over to the left where the locomotives were kept. But in about 1990, JK line took over, and I'm not really sure how long they actually operated it, but I do know it was ultimately abandoned and the track was removed in about 2004. There's looking east of town. The track just continues for a few blocks that direction. You can kind of see the end down there. This section of track now through town is just a bike trail. And plans are for this to be made a bike trail all the way westward to join another main bike trail that comes out of North Judson. Here's a look at the grain elevator operation, which was fairly large at that time. I believe that elevator closed down. I think that's why the railroad finally folded in the late 90s or early 2000s. The Tippy Canoe had two large, I believe they were SD units, C&O units that were kept in that engine house there that you see over to the left. I assume that's what the JK line was using as well. See that old locomotive parked in the distance there? We'll be taking another look at that and another here shortly. That's kind of some interesting stuff there. I fumble with the camera. And okay, here we are now looking at these two locomotives. This was a very short run tourist operation here. I think it was only for one summer in about 1989. and they used these two locomotives to pull that excursion train. These were a couple of gentlemen that I believe were partners in business, and brought these engines here. This was when they were getting them ready, I think, to ship them back. I think they were going out east, because I think they were somehow associated with the Western Maryland Scenic, I believe it was, but I'm really not totally sure. I tried to do some online research on these numbers, but I wasn't very successful. The one unit, which is the D&H number 4075, I believe is an RS3. I did find some info on that number, but it gets confusing because I believe some of the D&H's were renumbered. So it looks like that number actually appeared on a couple different locomotives. Now, according to what I found, one was scrapped and the other one I couldn't determine what happened to. So I don't know. That unit may or may not have been scrapped. The other unit, number 1689, looked to be a Chicago and Northwestern RSD5. Again, not sure what happened to that one either. So that's kind of interesting of getting these on video. I don't know if there's much other video. There they are, both together. The D&H and the C&NW. I think that one ended up on a tourist operation of some kind as well. But yeah, there's the 4075. I believe that was one of the owners of the operation. Just some interesting rear video. Look from the other end. Grain elevator there in the background. A good look at the old Erie Main now, west of North Judson, going out towards Bass, Indiana. A couple hollowed out signals from the Erie Lackawana days. A very nice profile line. Single track. I'm not sure if there used to be periodic passing sightings here, I'm sure. I don't think this was ever double track though. Rural crossing west of North Judson. Again, this is all just gone now here, but soon to be a bike trail if they can get the funding to bridge the gap. Stripped out electrical box. Somebody got all that copper. Now we are in North Judson, the terminus of this line, and this is the Hoosier Valley Railroad Museum, how it looked in 1991. A look at their C&O locomotive that they are refurbishing. That is now inside a building. At that time, I don't believe they had their building up yet. This museum has come a very long way since 1991. They now have much more equipment here. They have a gift shop. They run excursions during the warm months and even do extra things like a Santa train and a Easter egg type of a train and all that stuff. A lot there to see. If anybody is able to check that out and hasn't, it is definitely recommended. If I were to do any new video, that's one place that I would go and shoot some stuff, but I need to buy a new camera first, because all I got at this point is this old VHS stuff here. I don't even own a HD video camera of any kind. Look at this sheer size of that unit. It's amazing when you really get up close to them locomotives, especially standing next to them drive wheels, just how massive those things really were. I mean, it's just, it's really incredible. Pictures don't do it justice. and neither does video. You really have to get up close and personal, and then you realize what real monsters or behemoths those things were. Railroad crossing in town. At this time, CSX still came into town from Wellsboro. They had some business over in Malden, and a grain elevator just off the main line in Wellsboro. That line now is the Chesapeake in Indiana, which operates from here in North Judson up still to Wellsboro with the branch over to Malden. One of the old passenger cars there that was being refurbed. You can check out all this equipment on their website. They have a very good website. I mentioned in an earlier video the Notre Dame and Western switch engine from the Notre Dame coal operation. That locomotive is here now being refurbished. There may be more on Hoosier Valley in an upcoming video. I'm not sure if I have any more or not, because this one kind of ends abruptly, so there might be a little bit more of this on the next video. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed some of these looks at some of this old stuff the way it was then, and the commentary on how it's changed. I have some more stuff here in the works. There seems to be interest in seeing what I have, so I will keep providing it. Not sure what's up next, but I know we do have some good stuff coming up. We've got Niles, Michigan Street running. We've got the Elkhart local. So there definitely are some pretty exciting things coming up. I know I'm excited about it. It's neat seeing this old stuff, having not really looked at it for how many years. So anyway, if you find any value in this whatsoever, maybe you find humorous value in it, I don't know. But whatever, like, subscribe, and I will keep them coming. So again, thanks for watching.